Your brain rejects 80% of new ideas instantly. And the discovery I will share at the end of this is the one most psychologists never discuss publicly. Imagine being on the cusp of a major breakthrough, only to have your inner critic swoop in and dash your hopes. This is the story of Emma, a talented artist who struggled to finish her projects due to the constant barrage of self-doubt. She would spend hours working on a piece, only to scrap it at the last minute, convinced it wasn't good enough. As we delve into Emma's story, we'll explore the psychology behind self-sabotage and how it affects millions of people worldwide. But first, let's examine the concept of the inner critic and how it develops. According to Carl Jung, the inner critic is a manifestation of the shadow self, a part of our psyche that contains our repressed thoughts, feelings, and desires. The shadow self is a repository of our darkest fears and insecurities, and it's what drives our self-sabotaging behaviors. The next pattern is the one that keeps the most intelligent people trapped. Carl Jung once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." In Emma's case, her inner critic was a manifestation of her deep-seated fear of failure. She was afraid that if she failed, she wouldn't be good enough, and that fear was paralyzing her. But what if we told you that this fear is not only normal but also necessary for growth? The key is to acknowledge and accept our fears, rather than trying to suppress them. By doing so, we can begin to integrate our shadow self and develop a more compassionate relationship with ourselves. As Jung noted, the integrated person is not a perfect person, but a person who is aware of their imperfections and is willing to work with them. What the research shows next will make you question every decision you have made this week. So, how can we apply this knowledge to our lives? The answer lies in developing self-awareness and learning to recognize when our inner critic is taking over. This requires a certain level of emotional intelligence, which can be developed through practices such as meditation and journaling. By becoming more aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can begin to separate ourselves from our inner critic and develop a more objective perspective. For example, when Emma started journaling, she began to notice a pattern of negative self-talk that was holding her back. She realized that her inner critic was not only sabotaging her art but also affecting her relationships and overall well-being. The last insight on this list is the one most people cannot face about themselves. So, what can you do to start breaking free from the cycle of self-sabotage? The first step is to acknowledge and accept your inner critic. Recognize that it's a part of you, but it doesn't define you. The second step is to develop self-compassion and learn to treat yourself with kindness. This means being gentle with yourself when you make mistakes and acknowledging your efforts, rather than just your achievements. Finally, the third step is to take action and start working on your goals, despite your inner critic's protests. Remember, the only way to silence your inner critic is to prove it wrong. By taking small steps towards your goals, you'll build confidence and develop a sense of self-efficacy that will help you overcome self-doubt and achieve your dreams. And now, the discovery I promised to share with you at the end of this video. The most counterintuitive finding in the field of psychology is that our inner critic is not only a manifestation of our shadow self but also a protector of our ego. It's a defense mechanism that prevents us from taking risks and facing rejection. But what if we told you that this rejection is not only necessary for growth but also a sign of progress? The truth is, our inner critic is not the enemy, it's a part of us that needs to be acknowledged and integrated. By doing so, we can develop a more compassionate relationship with ourselves and unlock our true potential. So, if you want to break free from the cycle of self-sabotage and achieve your goals, subscribe to our channel and join the conversation. Remember, the only way to silence your inner critic is to prove it wrong. If this video helped you understand yourself or someone around you better, subscribe. New psychology insights every single day.